day one of 10-4 notes. So what is an inverse relation? So in the world of math, inverses are exact opposites. Okay? So functions, so inverse function, same thing. Exact opposites. I don't know if I spelled opposites right. No worries. So, what does it mean to be exact opposites? So, in the world of math, we have a function, right? So you have the in value, that's what you plug in. Then it runs through the function, f of x, and then you get an out value. So in, function, out. Inverses are where the in becomes the out and the out becomes the in. So the out is the new in, then you apply the f of x, and then the out is the new in, and the in is the new out. So they just change places. Okay? How do you find an inverse? Well, let's think about this logically. If the in are all the x's, usually, and the y's are all the outs, then if the outs are the new x's and the in is the new y's, then it looks like to me the x and y just change places. So how do you find an inverse? Switch x with y. Okay. How do you determine if a relation is a function? How do you determine if an inverse is a function? We have this thing called 1 to 1 and 1 to 1. We will do the 1 to 1 relationship on day 2. Okay? All right, so let's actually find the inverse of a relation. So it's actually a pretty easy concept. The concept is just switch the x and the y, which is the ins and the outs. So the inverse relation here would be -1, 1. So just switch the x and the y. And then we have 5, 2. And then we have -2, 4. Then we have 8, 6. And 9, 8. So you just switch the x and the y, and that's an inverse. Okay. For what about a table? The table, it's the same thing. The ins and outs just change places. The out becomes the new in. So 4, 2, 2, 5, 3 for the outs, and the ins are -3, or the new out is -3, -1, 0, 1, 3. Got to make sure I'm speaking right. Okay. So now how to calculate the inverse of a function? Well, if the x's and the y's change places, then let's do that. So in this problem, we're going to replace the f of x with a y. So we get y equals 3x minus 1. So now it's an equation notation rather than function notation. Switch the x and the y. So we get x equals 3y minus 1. And now I need to do a rewrite of y. So we're going to unroll the order of operations. So you have to add 1 and then divide by 3. So we're going to add 1 and divide by 3, and that's my y value. Okay? Ooh, I don't have much room. Then what I do is I just switch places. So I have the x plus 1 over 3 here. Then on this side, I'm going to replace the y with the inverse symbol. So I just do f of x, but then I superscript a -1 on top of the f. Okay, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So that's f inverse of x is equal to x plus 1 over 3. So these two are exact opposites of each other. It says let's make a table of values to demonstrate how inverses work. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get my calculator and show you on the calculator how this works. Maybe that'll help. So we don't have room to make a table. So we're going to go to y equals, and we're going to graph 3x minus 1 into y1, and then into y2, parenthesis x plus 1, all divided by 3. And then we're going to go to our table. Okay, and then let's see some better values. That's not going to demonstrate very well. Maybe I'll do this. Clear out. Second table. So now there's my values of my ins and my outs. So if I write those down real quick, maybe I will just make a table. So this is the original. -3, -10, -2, -7, -1, -4, 0, -1, 1, 2, 2, 5, 3, 8. Okay, and now I'm going to go to y equals and type in the other one, which is x plus 1 divided by 3, but go to my table, and I'm going to relook at some numbers. So if I switch the ins and the outs, so if I do -10, do you see how it switched? In the table, it's -3, -10, and in this table, it's -10, -3. Now I'm going to go to -7. -2, -7, -7, -2. Go to -4, -4, -1, -4, -1. So they change places. I'll just finish off the table. -1, 0, 0, -1. 1, 2 should be at 2, 1. 2, 5 should be at 5, 2. And 3, 8 should be at 8, 3. So that's how inverses work for tables. Okay? Now let's do a graph. I'll show you how inverses work for a graph. We're going to practice graphing by hand because I think it's easier. So we're going to go to -1 on the y. Then we're going to go up 3 and over 1, up 3 and over 1, up 3 and over 1, down 3, 1, 2, 3, left 1, down 2, left 1. Okay, so there's that line. I'm going to graph the inverse in green. So I've got 1/3 is my intercept. And then my slope is up 1 and over 3. So up 1, or so 1/3 is my intercept right there. My green hopefully works. And I go up 1, right 3, up 1, right 3, down 1, left 3, down 1, left 3. So there's that line. Okay. And what you'll notice is those two lines are mirror images on the diagonal. So if I draw the diagonal in pencil, they're mirror images of each other. So that's your test to see if you did it right. They should always be mirror images of each other. Okay? So let's move a little faster. We'll go through this one. That's it. We're done. We graphed it. So these are my answers. Sorry. This is the inverse. This is the original. Those are considered opposites. And then my graph. The only table was for demonstration. Okay, so number 4. I'm going to start up top here so I have a little bit more room. So negative 3x plus 2. I'm going to replace the f of x with a y. Then I'm going to switch the x and the y. So x equals negative 3y plus 2. And then it looks like I'm going to minus 2 and then divide by negative 3. So I'm going to minus 2 and then divide everything by negative 3. That's my y. And then I'm going to turn it around. So I'm going to give it the f inverse symbol. And my fraction or my answer is x minus 2 over negative 3. So that's the inverse function. Okay? Let's draw the diagonal so we can see our mirror image. Sorry, I'm moving sideways a little bit. I think this is kind of cool. So I'm going to graph this line. That's negative 3x plus 2. So I go to 2 on the y. And I go down 3, right 1, up 3, left 1. So there's that line. And then I'm going to grab the green, and I'm going to do this one. So my intercept is at 2/3, because negative 2 divided by negative 3 is 2/3. So it's right there, right? Just put it right in the middle. And then you're going to do your slope of negative 1/3. So you're going to go down 1, right 3, down 1, right 3, up 1, left 1, 2, 3. So there's that line right there. And you can see they're mirror images of each other. I think it's kind of cool. All right, so a few more to do. So y, replace the f of x with y. So I have 1/2 x plus 2. Switch the x and the y. So x equals 1/2 y plus 2. We're going to minus 2 to both sides. And then times everything by 2. That'll be my y value. Just doing some algebra. And then turn it around. So the inverse of x, let's use the distributive property there. We'll just do 2x minus 4. You could have left it as 2 times x minus 2. Wouldn't have mattered. So there's our mirror image line. I'm going to graph the original, go up to 2, and do a slope of up 1 and over 2, up 1 and over 2, up 1 and over 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2. And then the green, so I'm down here at negative 4, and a slope of 2, up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1, down 2 and left 1, down 2 and left 1. So it's that guy. And we're done. Back page. Looks like I have 3 more to do. So I'll do these 3. So switch the x and the y. So y equals x plus 3. Switch the x and the y. X equals y plus 3. Turn it around and minus 3. So that's x minus 3. Graph it to verify. So I got to graph x plus 3. That's an intercept of 3, and just go on the diagonals. It's almost parallel to that line. And then negative 3 with the same slope. So that's going to be parallel there. So they're mirror images of each other. All right, 2 more. So replace the f of x with y. So y equals 4x minus 1. Switch the x and the y. X equals 4y minus 1. Add 1, divide by 4. So x plus 1, all divided by 4 is y. turn it around and replace it with the inverse symbol. So f inverse of x is x plus 1 divided by 4. So there's my final answer. Graph it to verify. So there's my diagonal line. So I'm going to graph -1 with a slope of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Down 4 and left 1. So there's that. And I'll do the inverse in green. It's got an intercept of 1/4 and a slope of 1/4. So up 1 and right 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 1 and left 4. So it's that guy. Cool. I encourage you to pause to do the last one. See how you did. Okay. So replace the f of x with y. -2/3 x plus 4. Replace the x, or switch the x and the y. So x equals -2/3 y plus 4. So we're going to -4 to both sides. That's equal to -2/3 y. And then we're going to unwrap this, right? You're going to times it by 3. So that's 3x minus 12 is equal to -2y. And then you're going to divide by -2. So that's 3x minus 12 divided by -2 is equal to y. That's the opposite of timesing by -3/2 is to times by 3 and then divide by -2. Turn it around, use the inverse symbol. So f inverse superscript -1. And then we have 3x minus 12 over -2. You can simplify that if you want. That would, just if you're curious, that would be -3/2 x plus 6, because -12 divided by -2 is +6. And let's graph to verify. So the first one is start at 4. Down 2. So down 2 and right 1, 2, 3. Down 2 and right 1, 2, 3. Up 2 and left 1, 2, 3. So that's that line. And then the other line is -3/2 x plus 6. So 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go down 3 and right 2. Up 3 and left 2. Then maybe down 3 and right 2. There. So there's that line. Pretty cool. Nice job, guys.